of the mansion would become the legendary training ground known simply as the Dungeon. There, Hart would train prospects in the shoot style, with the idea that learning these submission moves would lead to a sharper in-ring style in professional wrestling. Today, the Hart House is considered a National Historical Site in Canada. Just a few of those trained in the Dungeon include Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Superstar Billy Graham, Bad News Allen, Greg Valentine, Davey Boy Smith, Brian Pillman, Jushin Thunder Liger, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Lance Storm, Edge, Christian, Mark Henry, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Natalya Neidhart, and Tyson Kidd, who was the last person to graduate from the Dungeon. Stu, who was a longtime supporter and mentor of the Calgary community, in fact, he supported more than 30 charities and civic organizations, was married for 53 years to the American-born Helen Smith. The couple would have 12 children, many of whom would have at least some kind of involvement in the business. They also had 36 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren when he died. Helen died in November 2001, and Stu, suffering from diabetes and arthritis, was admitted to Rocky View General in Calgary on October 3, 2003 with an elbow infection, and then he developed pneumonia. Stu ended up having a stroke, and he died 13 days after being admitted. Stu has been inducted in almost every Hall of Fame for pro wrestling, just a few of which include Canadian Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1980, World Championship Wrestling Lifetime Achievement Award 1993, Stampede Wrestling Hall of Fame 1995, Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame. He was a charter member, being a member of the very first Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame. That's back in 1996. Slam Canadian Wrestling Hall of Fame. He got in individually in 1997 and then also was inducted as part of the Hart family in 2001. The Cauliflower Alley Iron Mike Mazurki Award in 2001. George Tragos Luthez Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2008. WWE Hall of Fame in 2010. Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2014. And he was also honored with the Order of Canada Medal in 2000. Now, the Order of Canada is a Canadian national order and is the second highest honor for merit in the system of orders, decorations, and medals of Canada, right after the Order of Merit.
Damn.
He's a hero.
Yes, he is.
That's just what he is.
Let's hope that family starts pumping out the babies. 3 great-grandchildren isn't enough.
Right,
that's a steep drop-off. 12 children, 36 grandchildren, 3 great-grandchildren.
I suppose most of the grandchildren are pretty young and in the wrestling business, so.
Yeah. Well, with that, I do believe it's time for us to snap into this week's Savage Sentinel. The fallout of the Speaking Out movement continues for Joey Ryan as he filed for a lawsuit against Impact Wrestling after they terminated him following sexual assault allegations, which was first reported by PW Insider. Impact terminated Ryan in June, and he is alleging that they breached their contract in the wake of the allegations. Ryan filed the lawsuit against Impact's parent company, Anthem Wrestling LCC, in Nashville, Tennessee, last month. According to the lawsuit, Ryan's contract was scheduled to run through 8/31/21, but Impact terminated it on June 22nd, 2020. Ryan's lawsuit doesn't mention why Impact released him, as it only focused on why Anthem failed to live up to their end of the deal.
I'm sure he didn't want why they were released put in the court documents.
Right.
I wouldn't jump out and admit that either.
Don't show him any of my matches either.
Right. Don't show him that time that I came out with a bunch of penises.
He included part of his contract in the lawsuit and argues that Impact breached the contract by not giving him a 5-day period to resolve the issues they felt he breached. How are you going to resolve that in 5 days, Ryan?
Oh, he wasn't.
As a result, Ryan states that he has suffered substantial monetary damage to his income, as well as damage to his reputation. Well, just pay him for 5 days, I guess, and be done with it, right? That's the settlement, right? That's how you settle out of court, right?
I think so. I mean, yeah, this is one of those frivolous lawsuits that it's like he's suing them because legally he is right. If they didn't give him the 5 days to resolve it, then they did breach contract.
5 days to go kill a bitch.
Yeah, in reality, 5 days was not going to resolve the situation anyways. Oh, funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
It's amazing how my views of Joey Ryan have changed in the last, 6 months.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot. Just this year, my views of a lot of wrestlers have changed, sadly. And actually, moving on to more funny news that's tragic but also funny. Philip A. Thomas II, Pasty, we remember him.
Yeah.
He was the man arrested this past August for stalking and home invasion of Sonia Deville. Well, he reportedly wrote down Sonia Deville's address rather than his own while he was being booked by police. And nobody noticed. And because of this action, Thomas's court mail had been going to Sonia's house. The jail has corrected this error, but the Hillsborough County courts, at least as of this recording, still have the wrong address listed on their file. Philip Thomas will appear in court on December 15th in a hearing for his charges of aggravated stalking, armed burglary of a dwelling, armed kidnapping for ransom or reward or hostage, and criminal mischief.
Jesus Christ, if they weren't going to make a movie about this guy beforehand, they will now.
Like,
that's a psycho move, holy shit.
Well, and I love the fact that the police responded to that address, her address. But then, like, when he says, here's my address, nobody was like, God, that address sounds a little familiar. I wonder why.
Is he your neighbor?
This poor woman who's been stalked by this guy for a long time, and her family has been, and she's gone through this shit. Now she has to open her fucking mailbox and see the guy's name. Like, that's got to be somewhat traumatizing.
Right.
Oh. And people are mad that people want to.
He's probably trying to get her for the felony of opening his mail.
Mail tampering. Yeah. It's another thing that's so hilarious, but it's just sad and tragic.
So fucked up.
Like you said, it would make an awesome movie. I hope this ends up going on to a Dark Side of the Ring, which, by the way, they've already started filming season 3 of Dark Side of the Ring. They haven't been renewed yet, but I did read that they were the most watched program ever, and I keep wanting to say Spike, not Spike. On what the hell is the network called, Pasty? All of a sudden, Vice, on Vice.
There you go.
So hopefully,
I'd say they can be fairly confident that even if they don't get renewed on Vice, they can sell it to somebody else.
Oh, for sure. For sure, dude.
Yes. And it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show, interesting trademark news. For Marks. Yes. WWE filed to trademark 3 show names on October the 8th. They filed the trademarks for WWE Main Event, WWE Saturday Morning Slam, and WWE Live Wire. WWE Main Event is the one out of the 3 that currently airs each week, although nobody watches it.
No. It's just probably a deal they got with Hulu, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and we'll throw this on there.
Saturday Morning Slam aired on the CW from 2012 to 2013 and would feature one weekly match, typically with a lot of high comedy, and also featured random factoids about past wrestlers and different segments with the intention of keeping families engaged. Livewire ran from September 1996 through August 2001 on the USA Network and TNN, and was the first WWE show to feature fan interaction as viewers were allowed to call in and participate in discussions. There's no word on if WWE plans to bring back either Slam or Livewire.
Now, I do know that I believe Livewire was just added last month to the network, so that's possibly why they trademarked that. My guess is that maybe, I don't know why they would put Saturday Morning Slam on the network. I mean, it only ran for a year. I don't know, maybe for kids, but I actually liked Livewire. It wasn't great, but they had some of that work shoot style stuff in it before that was really getting popular, you know.
I never even heard of it.
Oh, it was awesome. It was really good. In fact, I think that's where, I want to say that is where Vince Russo made his first on-screen appearance for WWE TV. He was still writing for the Raw magazine, but I believe he was on Livewire as Vic Venom.
Nice.
Vic Venom.
Why wasn't it Dick Denham?
I think that was his co-host. Oh, Dick Venom. Oh, Pasty, there's more trademark news.
That's my new name.
We love it. We're marks for trademarks. You right, Dick Denham? I got to remember that one. They filed trademarks WWE did on several NXT UK names. Isla Dawn, Ilja Dragunov. Why did I make you do this? Skull King. I can do the Skull King. Jack
Why is he
Star.
always skulking all the time? He's just skulking in the corner.
He's skulking, man. And Flash Morgan Webster. WWE also filed to trademark The Game on October 8th. Now, this nickname for Triple H appears from the writings in the USPTO like it'll be filed for merchandise use. So,
I want to play The Game. Like
The Game,
Triple
The
H
Game.
board game.
that would
Where
be
the
awesome.
ultimate goal is to marry the boss's daughter.
Right, and bury as many people as you can.
It's just sorry. That's all it is.
It's sorry, except for when you're in the home row, you're known as Tara Rising. And then when you get in the final row, you're known as Mr. Stephanie McMahon.
And even more trademark news. Mia Yim, who is currently working as Reckoning in Retribution, filed to trademark the Mia Yim ring name on October 8th. The filing was done by Yim herself. Heel by Nature notes WWE has an active trademark for Mia Yim, but it will be canceled later this year. The United States Patent Trending Officers... I always
Trademark office.
The United States Penis Torture Order sent to
Ooh, I like
WWE a letter on June 11th asking the company to provide a consent letter for the name. WWE has not complied with the request as of this week. The USPTO, I'll just go with it, issued the following reason to WWE for cancellation of the filing. Registration is refused because the applied for mark consists of or comprises a name, portrait, or signature identifying a particular living individual whose written consent to register the mark is not of record.
So in layman's term, WWE trademarked Mia Yim's legal name without her giving them permission to do that, and you just can't own somebody's legal name unless they give it to you.
But then how is he supposed to own her Twitch accounts?
I know! I'll tell you what, Cody Rhodes is kicking himself. He's like, God damn it, Mia Yim is smarter than me.
Right.
Didn't even fucking think. I didn't think of just telling Vince no.
I'm surprised Cody Rhodes didn't file for the game.
Right?
He should have.
He could have. And Pasty, some good news here. Ohio Valley Wrestling is hitting the airwaves in partnership with Anthem Entertainment, which we all know is the parent company behind Impact Wrestling. I'm excited for this. OVW has a long history in pro wrestling that goes all the way back to the 80s and got quite a lot of notoriety and eyes on it back in the 90s as it was the developmental for WWE, pumping out stars such as Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins,